All right, it is now 7 p.m., the trial time, and I will call the Monday, April 20th, Nottingham Select Board meeting to order. And the first thing we'll do is we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excellent. All right, well, let's just get to it. Looks like we have a busy agenda tonight, so let's start with approving manifests.
Make a motion to accept the manifest of 4/13/2026. Should we do them separately or together?
You can do them both together.
And of 4/6/2026.
Nope, those are meeting minutes, so it's 4/13 and then the
Oh, I'm
payroll of
sorry.
4/14.
Oopsie. Yep, sorry about that. To accept the payroll of 4/14/2026.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, look at minutes.
Changes. So 4/6/26. On line 18, I was gonna just suggest that we strike the sentence 18 that starts with a bullet. And just strike that, and all of 19 until the line 20 that ends with hospital. Is that agreeable?
Sure. I mean, I don't.
That's what we might have thought, but was not correct.
Correct.
What's the date in the minutes?
The 6th.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, April 6th,
Thank you.
if we just strike that and leave everything else
Sure.
as it is. Line 146. To withdraw $10,000 from the Conservation Commission Fund. Was it a 410,000? Difference. Line 249. Nancy Reese, I think she just needs an E added on to her name, Reese, R-E-E-S-E. That's it.
Any other comments on the 4/6 meeting minutes?
If not, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of 4/6/2026
As amended.
as amended. Sorry.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any comment on the non-public minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept the non-public minutes of April 6/2026 as written.
I'll second.
Add a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have the draft workshop minutes, 4/15.
I'll make a motion then to accept the draft work session minutes of 4/15/2026 as written.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nat Sherrill will abstain. I was on attendance. I haven't reviewed these. Thank you guys for meeting to discuss this. We'll finish that up tonight, but
Not
Work.
quite,
Huh?
not quite.
Okay. Work got shifted around and I just couldn't make it. All right, let's move forward after the minutes to assign boards, committees, departments.
I went to the recycling center. It was
Yeah.
nice. I haven't been in a long time, so there's a lot of improvements that I saw that were made there.
Yep.
And I had a nice conversation with two of the guys, and just some things that they're gonna need that we need to be active to watch. I mean, general stuff. You know, so that they don't spend any money out of pocket to put supplies that they need. So I told them to be a little more attentive to that, and I'll be back by this weekend to address those.
I met with the highway department guys this morning, and all the trucks seem to be up and running. They're working on doing repairs and maintenance to the winter equipment, painting plows, etc. They look great actually, and the new grader looks pretty cool. It's there, standing proud right up in front.
Nice and shiny.
Yeah, so they haven't gotten a chance to use it yet, but looking forward to, I'm sure. And that's all I got for now.
Did you have any planning board meetings or anything since the last time we met?
Okay, we did have a the planning board had a site walk at the Route 4, the proposed chicken farm. It went well. People seemed to be respectful, a lot of big turnout. But looks like it's on the up and up, and I won't comment on which direction we're gonna go with it, but I think the planning board has a good idea on what we need to do. Besides that, I got nothing else on the planning board.
Decker goes to a bunch of things. I haven't heard from him on anything in particular. Nothing on CIP or any of that.
No, not yet.
Alright, nothing has changed much with the highway department. Just trying to get through getting it close to summertime. I think they're gonna start searching for a second van to add to the fleet for carrying people. One that's maybe a little bit more conducive for elderly people to get into. The Ford van out there is a little tough for people to bend over and climb all the way to the rear of the seat. What's that? The van's for the rec department, but we will most. Oh, I'm so sorry.
When they say
We knew
that.
what you meant.
The rec department, Steve, and we're trying to make it so that it's easier for, the next model, we wouldn't get rid of the one that we have now. We would just make sure that the next one is beneficial for everybody to get into. Not much else to say on that.
Fire department, we have 7 full-time firefighters. And the chief is hopeful that one of the per diem firefighters will pass the candidate physical ability test and become the 8th. So that would be great. Everything's in pretty good shape. And as of next month, I'll start getting dinner over there on the first Tuesday of each month. Checking in with them. That should be interesting. Free meal, that works for me. One of the perks of being on the select board, right? Maybe so, I hope so. For the facilities committee, the town facilities committee, we have been meeting regularly. Our focus has still been on the police department building. And it looks like we've already got a couple of, well, at least one person has, 2 people have contacted Ellen about being on that specific committee, which will be separate from the town facilities committee. That will continue to go on, but there'll be a committee specifically to push forth and make good decisions and watch our money, but get us a nice new station as time goes on. And we've got a presentation tonight. Some of the folks who work together on that. Oh, you're alone, Eric. No, it's not some of the folks. It's just you and me, okay? So Eric will bring us up to date on that. That's it.
Okay. Shoot off to the town administrator report.
You received an email in the BOSPC email, and then I just wanted to touch and make a public announcement about it. Tracy Black accepted the write-in nomination for tax collector, but she is still actively pursuing her retirement, so we should be actively seeking someone to take over the position. Training is available with her. Ideally, it would make sense to have somebody that she could appoint into the deputy position, and then when she's ready to part ways, that person could assume the tax collector role until the next election. So again, I'm putting that out there to the public, and we will start advertising that we're seeking somebody to fill that role so she can step aside as she was intending to do initially. As Adam had already touched, the new grader has been received and road grading operations have officially begun. They started 2 weeks ago on Ledge Farm Road, and work will continue as the weather permits and the scheduling allows. We have been very fortunate for the past couple of years of having multiple grader operators on staff, Steve Rollins being one of them. And then we lost Jim Caverly to another town. So right now we only have 2 members of the highway department that are trained grader operators. I do have the other 2 employees signed up for some training through UNH's T-squared program, and then obviously we'll give them some hands-on training. But the second part of that announcement is Steve Black will be accepting a promotion in the highway department, and he will be taking over as the highway director. He right now is the town's lead mechanic and also does our truck driving, grader operating, et cetera. So we're gonna have to slowly transition him out of that role, which leaves us with potentially 1 person to do grader operator and 2 graders, 1 really nice one and 1 that's still working. So obviously we'll get the staff up to speed as quick as we can and hopefully get them all back to the point where they can all be grader operators and share the responsibility, and hopefully split up the town a little bit better so we can get them processed faster. The plan moving forward is to continue with the grading as they did it last year, which will lessen the amount of times that they actually have to grade a road. So that is grading it, rolling it, and then applying a magnesium chloride. That doesn't happen on the roads that are closer to the lake, but obviously the heavily traveled roads like Ledge Farm, for example, will be receiving that type of treatment. So I've just killed 2 birds with 1 stone there. That's moving along, perfect. And then I just wanted to clarify publicly, the dates that were originally submitted for the Northeast Watercross Championship in July were incorrect. The correct dates are July 24th, 5th, and 6th. They were off 1 day, and then additionally, Mike McNeil has questioned the June events also because we received an initial application in February which listed 1 series of dates. And all the advertisements that they've put out is for a second series of dates, which is June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So I'm just waiting on clarification back on that. But because we are making them publicly known because of the impact, I just wanted to make sure those dates were clarified for the public record. And also on that same subject, cruise nights at Liar's Paradise will resume again this year. The new owners are going to be hosting it at Liar's Paradise again. So you will be seeing a special events license application at your next meeting. It's been circulated off to the department heads for review. And hopefully we'll have all their comments back in time for your May 4th meeting. In terms of correspondence, we already touched on Tracy Black's email regarding the appointment of a deputy tax collector and her transitioning out. You received an email from Bridget Hart on April 8th, a thank you to addressing her personnel memo. Obviously, we followed up with a work session and there's still more work to be done on that policy. April 12th, there was an email from Stephen Miller, who is the abutter to the Smoke Street pit, and also his property contains the easement that the town uses to access the pit. So he has requested an appointment and will be speaking with you at 7:30. Karen Quinn emailed requesting appointment to the police facility building subcommittee that Charlotte touched on earlier. So as of right now, Eric Danis had expressed interest as well as her. So we're at 2 so far. Obviously still accepting interest for anybody that would like to join up on that committee. On April 15th, we received notice from Solitude Lake Management, which is the contract company that does the herbicide treatment for milfoil treatment in Pawtucket. So they have to annually send out a notice of pending treatment areas. So that was copied to you as well as Dale as the health officer. I believe PLIA also gets a copy. Also on April 15th, we received a handwritten letter from Marvin and Gail Hill looking to have the road swept on Francesca. There was an excess amount of sand applied to that road in particular over the winter season, and it's creating a little bit of a hazard for children riding bicycles. So we have contracted with Telco to do some street sweeping. Last year, we were only able to touch on the community buildings, like the parking lot here and at the school. in a few of the aprons. So I believe Steve Black has worked with Brandon on that to identify areas. That is one of the ones that will be swept of excess sand. So we are taking care of that. And just today, Charlotte forwarded an email. She had been corresponding with a Robert Claxton in response to us potentially paving Ledge Farm Road. He did have some concerns about it being a scenic road and just paving it moving forward, taking away that scenic character and possibly increasing traffic speeds. So I guess when we get there, we will talk about it. It is, again, a 1/4 mile section that we're expanding from the Lee end to,
Is it the Lee end or from the,
I'm sorry, the Epping end, sorry. It is the Epping end, sorry.
I mean, but is it the Epping side or is it from the base of the hill forward? The base of our pave, I just drove that the other day and it is only like 7/10 of a mile for, that is not paved right now. So I get what Robert's saying, but the scenic or not, like Mitchell Road is scenic and it's paved. It's not about whether it's paved or dirt, it's about what you're supposed to go through in terms of cutting trees, rock walls, etc.
Half of Ledge Farm Road is paved already.
Correct.
Stevens Hill Road has pavement on it.
And
You can start
and
to
then
see
as
those
soon as you get to the
road.
Epping line, it's paved again. And I mean, that in our road procedure, that's our tier 1 road. It's the same as any
For
of
the amount of travel.
Correct.
There was, I believe, a warrant that was trying to get it to be paved, and whether it got shot down, I don't remember exactly what happened, but
There was a
at the
significant,
cost of like 1 point something million, and the people said no.
there was a significant design that was done on that
Right.
6 or so years ago.
And it didn't go, it's not paid for a reason, because the cost was way,
I mean, I don't remember which end we were looking to do, but that was in the warrant article, and the warrant article was voted on and approved. And it said we were paving 1/3 of a mile of Ledge Farm this year.
And I think I have the original map that Steve Rollins had drawn up for the
Okay.
paving company, so I'll pull that together and.
I honestly don't know which way it is. But I mean, in logistics wise, on dirt roads, we don't apply salt. On paved roads, we apply 2 parts gravel to 1 part salt. So now you have to have different trucks go through that area to apply treatments on a road. Cause one truck has to go and he's plowing it and he has to stop applying treatment. And then another guy, once he's done his route, comes over. If he's doing just the gravel roads, he comes over and takes care of that and then goes off. But it's a logistics things too.
in a nutshell, because when you turn on the,
Barry.
Perry, it's not Perry Road, there, but whatever, it's, Port Farm.
Poor farm. No,
And then you
I
hit the
think there's
Barry,
another
I mean,
farm.
Right.
There's
You
all
come
just
in
say
from
dirt
either.
roads there.
Yeah, on that
So
side.
again, there's,
It swaps the trucks around. I thought it was gonna move from the pavement to the end of the intersection. That the Poor Farm Road one is my understanding of where it was, but maybe it's the
I
other
think
end.
you are correct.
And I thought it was a truck logistic thing. So it was like coming down off the hill and it comes to Poor Farm and then you end the pavement there. And then it was like, all right, now I have one truck going this way. And then I have a different truck going this way instead of like a truck going up and then turning around in somebody's driveway.
I think I addressed it during the deliberative session, so I'll pull up that map again and see if I can find out exactly where it is.
Anyway, we'll approach it when we get there, but that was what was submitted and that was what that's what was voted upon.
So outside of that, I do have a couple of non-public discussions for this evening, and I've mapped out your requested motions for the evening on the backside.
All right. 10 minutes, you wanna hammer through these?
Some of them probably require discussion first,
All right,
so you could probably go through your assessing items, because you have quite a few.
okay, so we'll pause there and we will move to assessing.
Shall I move to accept map 25, lot 1 through 2 for veterans tax credit?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
I
Aye.
I will move to accept map 42, lot 3, and all veterans tax credit.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
I did have a question on the next one, 18, there was a note at the bottom of that. Tracy, that looked like.
It would be from Chad, the assessor.
Oh, Chad, sorry.
So, and I think I remember this one without having it in front of me, so if they qualify for the service-connected total disability, they then lose the,
Oh,
the
okay,
veterans
that's
tax
what, I
credit, that was
couldn't
part
read.
of that
It was like
legislative
a doctor's
change.
writing, so I went, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
okay.
the service-connected total disability will be a larger credit than the veterans tax credit, which is
Gotcha.
why we
So we
increased them this
bopped
year.
over to that, okay. So I'll move to accept map 18, lot 16 through 4, tax credit for service-connected total disability.
I'll second.
Just clarification, it's 16-4.
I'm sorry.
If you say 16 through 4, that might
I
sound like
beg your
we're
pardon,
approving
yep.
it for lots of lots.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
I'll still second that.
Thank you.
We have a
My
motion and a
mistake.
second on map 18 lot 16-4. All in favor?
Aye. I'll see if we can do this one right. I'm gonna make a motion that we accept map 69, 17-1, veterans tax credit.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion that we accept map 67, lot 15, and all veterans tax credit.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion that we accept map 8, lot 8-12, veterans tax credit.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion that we accept map 38, lot 48, a tax credit for service-connected total disability.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that we accept map 7, lot 6, application for elderly exemption.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
I'll make a motion that we deny map 13, lot 5-42, application for elderly exemption.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to deny the application. All in favor?
I make a motion that we accept map 18, lot 2, application for elderly exemption.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will make a motion to deny map 69, lot 19, application for elderly exemption.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to deny the application. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to accept map 76, lot 2, for warrant yield tax levy.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to accept map 51, lots 3, 3-1, certification of yield taxes assessed.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion to accept map 51, lot 3, 3-1, a warrant yield tax levy.
I'll second that.
Excuse me.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to accept map 2, lot 1, certification of yield taxes assessed.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to accept map 2, lot 1, on warrant yield tax levy.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to accept map 58, lot 6, a warrant for land use change tax.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion to accept map 58, lot 6, for a land use change tax bill.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to accept map 58, lot 6-2, warrant for a land use change tax.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Make a motion to accept map 58, lot 6-2, for a land use change tax bill.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
And finally, I'll make a motion to accept map 10, lot 12, a warrant for excavation tax levy.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So April 15th was the application deadline for veterans, elderly, any other type of exemption that the town offers, and the assessor just happened to be here that, following Wednesday, so you just got the bulk of them. There may be still some others under review, but hopefully, Nancy, I'm looking at you, I'm hoping that that should be the most of them that you will see in any one meeting.
You could have applied, but then.
And just for disclosure, the reason for the denial on the 2 elderly exemption is because they either do not meet the asset or
That's an
income
asset.
limitations that are set by the town.
It's your poor.
Still got 5 minutes. I mean, it's just a regular
You
appointment,
can
we
do
start
your
a
appointments
meeting.
and stuff, yep.
All right, so Stephen Miller, would you like to start early? Come on up. Yeah.
Megan Miller, wife.
Excellent, and just for the record, just state your name and address, please.
Stephen Miller, 87 Smoke Street.
Megan Miller, 87 Smoke Street.
Excellent, thank you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, thanks for meeting with us. Of course, my phone's back there. But yeah, we live at 87 Smoke Street and the town sand pit access road runs through our property. And we bought the property in 2018, and since then there have been varying levels of incidents with regards to the town access road. I just wanted to bring some of them up. So for just some examples, trash has been found on both sides of the access road, both on our property, 87 Smoke Street side, and the 85 Smoke Street side, the Christmas property. And that's been consistent throughout the years, sometimes worse than others.
And just for clarification, the road, do you own up to the road or are you on both sides of the actual drive up to it? Not sure where the property.
We have both sides, but not the entire length of the road. So
Yes.
the actual entrance to the road is not on our property, but it cuts through in a way that we own a section of both
Okay.
sides.
When you drive, you're going into the sand pit, your house is right up there, you can see it.
The blue house, the old Tasker house,
You
yeah.
can see where it is, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, does that answer your question? Excellent. So that was just one example. Couple of other examples is
Is it like beer?
Go ahead.
I'm kind of curious what the trash is, to be
Yeah.
more specific on.
beer cans, trash, like bags of chips and
Who's have you guys been cleaning it up?
When we see it, we
Okay,
pick
well,
it
see,
up.
'cause I drove down there just a few days after I saw that letter and I was looking for it to see, but it looked okay.
yeah,
when
yeah.
I went.
I typically pick it up when I go and walk down there.
Well, cause there's no reasons there should be beer cans on that road. That's why I asked the question.
Brings up
Yep.
some of the other points.
Okay.
about
Shouldn't be
who's
beer
using the
cans on
road.
any.
Oh yeah, I appreciate
Well-
it.
Let's just say not particularly on that road, but again, I had to get the point there.
But yeah, absolutely. If you have other clarifying questions you need, answers to. Just some other examples. Random hours at night, we'll see some car drive down there, hang out for a little bit, and drive back. And the officers do a great job. I think it's at least once a night. They in their rounds they go and verify that the road is clear and that there's nothing abnormal happening in the sand pit, which is absolutely appreciated. A couple other events. We've had some people walking their dog back there, which for the most part isn't an issue. But at one point we did have our dog out there and did almost cause an incident with the two dogs, started going at each other. And then some other small isolated events. There was the July 4th fireworks event out at the sand pit, and we weren't home at the time, but we did hear that the access for the town to go and observe those fireworks was through the access road that runs through our property. So just wanted to bring those up, and I know Megan's got a couple more recent incidents.
Did we do those here?
Yeah, they were eventually rescheduled, I believe, for last year, but we found out through like a town newsletter, I think, that there was gonna be fireworks in the sand pit without any knowledge on our part. And I feel like for something at least like that, if there's gonna be a lot of cars going down that road that aren't town cars, I think we would just like notice or be part of that communication in the
I
future.
don't think we did fireworks. I know we did a bonfire 2 years
Oh,
ago.
that
maybe
was,
it was
that
the
was the
bonfire.
bonfire.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, cause the fireworks were
They
held
were
here.
here, it was a
Yeah,
bonfire,
I
you're
apologize
correct.
for that.
Okay, yep, no problem. I just wanna make sure we're on the same page.
No, yeah,
We are.
absolutely.
Okay, yeah, so.
And I think that the reason that we're kind of bringing up the past stuff now is that it recently came to our attention that there is some property back there that is not sand pit property. It's the adjacent landowner's property. And people have been accessing that adjacent property using the easement. And with the language of our current easement, it's really unclear who should be using it. Cause it says that the sand pit is going to be used by town personnel and contractors who have prior approval. But because the road's not being used to access the sand pit itself, but the property next to the sand pit, and there's no other way to get to that property except through the easement, we want, I guess, just clarification on how our property is involved in that. If they're driving through our land using the town access road to access someone else's land, it seems like there's a lot of crossing there, and
So this is another one of those gray areas where David and John, and I think it's just David and John now are the living property owners. They own the first 846 feet of the access road, and then it crosses Miller's, and then it becomes the town pit. But Fernald's pit, the only access that they have to it is over the town's easement, so,
Because of the bridge.
correct.
Because of the bridge.
but even without the bridge, I don't know how else they would get there. Like, it's a very wooded area.
Yeah, I don't think there is any other access because they'd have to cross the river, and they can't come in the backside because that's now the common area for Maple Ridge. Am I right?
Part of it is,
Yeah.
something in that area. I used to live up on Friar Tuck, and when there's some trails through there, but I'm not sure how far that common area comes down into
Yeah,
that.
but I think, so the access coming in from the backside, there is no access because that's all town property.
Okay.
So that's something that we know that we have to clarify. It's another access agreement.
So is
We
the,
know that the town has an easement to pass their property,
Yeah.
right?
correct,
Which I've
Does
given
it
you a copy
sit-
of.
is it in here?
Yeah, the easement, and we've got it on our phones, but some of the things that it mentions are a gate right off Smoke Street, a steel gate right off Smoke Street, which the gate 4 or 5 years ago was moved off of Smoke Street to the
On the other side of the bridge.
other side of the bridge. It says that it'll be locked, which when we do call and we mention to the town, hey, these are some things that are going on, whether it's the highway department and other groups, they do lock the gate. It seems like a good temporary corrective action. It lasts like maybe 2-3 weeks, and then the gate ends up getting left unlocked over time, which it's human nature. They're up in 15
get out of
foot
the
tall
big
trucks.
truck,
I wouldn't
yeah.
wanna get out and lock that gate every time that I use it either. Which I think that maybe some modern technology could help out with that, with the automatic gates, but I know that costs funding. So I think there were things that.
So the gate used to be on Smoke Street, then we moved it, now it's on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's been a couple of years since I've been over there, cause I haven't had a
That's okay.
purpose
It's like
to,
right
so
up
I
on
didn't
the
go
pit
over.
now. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think it was like, I wanna say it was 4 or 5 years ago or
It
something.
was shortly after we moved in, the
Yeah.
gate moved.
Maybe even 6, 7 now.
And the purpose for moving the gate was,
Before my time. It was a Sean
Oh.
McLean thing.
all right,
Chief knows.
yeah,
Yeah.
To protect town property, the reason why the gate is where it is because the town has owns on our side.
Yep.
That's what we're preventing people from coming out. This area obviously is owned by different people and can be accessed by them, so we can't technically lock them out.
but without going over the bridge, you can't access the,
Which is the problem for the Fernals, is that what you're saying? That's not, right, that's the only problem.
I think the other part is, right when you come off Smoke Street, that's not your property. 800 feet, then it becomes their property, and then we hit the bridge. So the front part, if the gate was on the road, we're technically blocking.
Yeah, the town doesn't have any road frontage either.
Correct.
We'd be
our
blocking
easement
the
is
first
backland.
people and technically them if they wanted to get to the backside of the property, which,
We don't use the road to access that.
right, cause you guys are
Right.
actually up and around.
Right.
Yeah, correct.
So to put the gate at the Smoke Street entrance, we would technically be putting it on Fernald property. Where it was, but
And
Like
it was
Todd
blocking
said.
other people, it was a problem, that's why the highway director at the time moved it to a better location.
But your concern is that it's being locked or not locked?
consistently.
That was the difference between what the policy stated and what actually is happening with regards to the gate was something I wanted to highlight, but now that we have the principle of why that occurred, it's good to know.
What's your policy?
The policy stated that the gate would be right off Smoke Street, which it's not, but that's okay, because now we understand the principle of why it was moved, and it seems like a better location for everybody.
Right, and then that just goes to the question, if they're using the access road to now access that other property, how does that work with our, like, the language of our easement?
Okay.
There's always one, right? Silence your cell phones.
So, reading this original easement, though, it does mention Fernald's.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of them, so I'm not sure the exact lineage of.
Yeah, we thought of
We're
reaching
newer
out,
to the
but
town, so we understand that that name comes up a lot.
Right, but I'm wondering if they are also.
and if I totally understand that there's probably a lot to dig into with regard to this policy, easement deeds, potentially that it may not be suited for a meeting, but maybe another
Definitely
follow-up
a
action
follow-up.
to look into.
Yeah, no, and coming out and being open and just, saying, I mean, down here, this is all the just language of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like we actually have, funny who the surveyor is, that's funny.
Mr. Noyes.
Yeah, Mr. Noyes. That was last meetings. We still are going away. Alright, so this here is Fernald, and that there is Fernald.
Can't see this map.
And it cuts across the tail end of yours, and okay, those are all the road turns and crosses the river. Which it even. Yours would be the old Tasker property. And I think I saw in your email, you were also concerned about shooting in the back.
Yeah, so we did more looking into it and understanding that it's totally, anybody can use their property or the Fernald's property in this case with permission as much as they want, totally fine. It seems personally excessive that the shooting will go on for 5, 6, 7 hours. And knowing that they have to drive through our property both ways to go to where they're shooting and then back from where they're shooting is annoying.
Yeah.
But understand that they do have, the rights once they get to there.
Yeah, I mean, we have to definitely clarify who has access to get across, and if. It sounds like this might actually just be our right to cross their property. And then they're using
That
ours to
easement is
get,
related to their deed.
what's that?
That easement there is related to their deed. So that's our easement to pass through their property.
Both properties. First the Fernald's, then theirs, to get to ours. Right,
And the worst case scenario that we could think of is if someone unfortunately does get hurt when they're transiting to and it may be on somebody's property.
yeah, cause it's actually 3 properties, right? There's 80, you're 85, you're the one that's
We're
most.
87.
You're 87?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Christman's are 85.
and they're still there?
Yep,
Okay.
Joan and her son.
So that it's the Christmans, you, and the Fernalds. We have an easement with 3 properties, which I can't read.
I'll get you a better scan.
Yeah, I couldn't see
Scan in
it.
black and white, so I took
It
all the
looks like
highlighting away.
Magnifying glass.
It's so tiny. But, so I was thinking that it was to the Fernalds itself, but as I read this, no, it is not. It is from the 3 groups, the Christmans, the prior owner of your property, and the Fernalds, the Taskers, and then the Fernalds. Gave to the town of Nottingham, its heirs, accessors, etc., an easement over their lands on the easterly side, and then it gets into the very deliberate laying out of a road. Limited to the right of ingress and egress over said travelway for purpose of accessing land where gravel mining operations have been conducted, as well as said uses of land. Guarantees, improve and repair said travelway and any culverts. And then a lot of just words.
A lot of words.
So we talked about this a year, maybe 2 years ago, about making sure that the access is closed when the highway department is done with it. Obviously, there is a combination lock that's still there. That was on one of the to-do lists for the highway director, which will make sure gets addressed now. There are a lot of people requiring access. Tasker owns the mineral rights to the back part of the pit. Obviously, the Fernals are still excavating their portion of the pit as well, but I think, again, we're at the point of the access. We have a policy in place to restrict public access for the safety of the excavation that's taking place over there, and it probably just needs to be revisited, updated, and resecured. And I know Chief Woodman has been talking about that for several years.
But the portion that Tasker has, the portion to mine and the Fernals, can they even technically get there? They don't have an easement.
Tasker does, it's actually outlined in that easement.
Well,
Well,
he was the property owner.
He was the property owner, but he retained the mineral rights. So technically, yes, we can't restrict them. It's just like you can't landlock a parcel that could be logged. So obviously, if he retains those rights to the back portion of the town's pit, then we're granting him permission because it's town property.
So we can share an easement, cause we hold the easement with them. They have to get their own as well.
But they own the rights to the soil.
It's a tricky one.
It is.
Our soil,
Yes, absolutely.
through the town pit.
Right, it's the back side of the town pit, so the town pit is multiple parcels. So the front portion where the fuel cube and the diesel and the salt shed and everything is, that's all our active, that's where we're scraping for our winter sand. But then the back side of it is actively excavated by taskers.
Oh, okay.
So you go into the right and around back.
It's confusing.
And then
And then you
even
have
at the end of that is
to the left.
the common land to Maple Ridge,
Yes, beyond that.
which we can't limit. Like if the people using the common land, that's all of town common land. I mean, it was put to the development, but that's all put in conservation for everybody, those common land parcels when we do the, what's that type of development we do? Sorry. Open space, that's what it is. Whoever said that, thank you. The open space developments, right? We condense the housing, but we conserve the rest of the land, but it goes to the town. So if they find, there are paths through the woods off of Maple Ridge to that.
But there's no need to use the easement to get there, right, if you use the other paths?
That would be correct. And
And again, to the point of there is a policy in place restricting anybody from accessing that. The gravel pit, except for the police or fire or highway fueling up down there, town departments and those conducting excavation or.
Well, there was, when I happened to be there, was a couple trucks in there. When I went in, it was like I can't tell you that it was like a septic truck when I first went in. I looked around, by the time I was coming out, there was a fuel truck refilling the fueling station. And that was just in the short 15 minutes I was there,
Right,
10 minutes
which
I
would
was
make
there.
sense.
So
I mean, they're
there's a lot of
fueling.
people going in and out of that gate that's all have to lock it after.
Yeah, and I do wanna emphasize, our concern is not like town people using it for town purposes, it was never that.
Very reasonable.
no, but you own land and you have access for a certain point, but if it gets used or it has been like handshaking or just whatever, we just have to clean up. It's very similar to issues with the town beach where it's just people have just used it one certain way for a period of time. And we just need to clean up what's the correct legal way.
Got it.
You own land, it's your land. Only certain people have an easement to cross the land. That's what we need to find out and maintain.
The most recent policy was this from 2001?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that could be updated.
Well, right, cause we have the fuel things over there, so we have to update this anyway, just because. But to go along with, we need to get cameras over there, because we can't just have it be,
Those are on order. Those should be here this week. It's just a matter of, I'm trying to get them installed at Marston, followed by the beach, and then that will be the third point of access.
right. So that when you say something, we can go back and look at the
Yeah,
recording
verify
and then
that.
back that up and then hand it over to the chief, and then she can go and
I'm sure that would.
deal with, if there's any potential trespassing issues.
Send you a text.
No, you don't go that way, but if you're like, hey, I think
No,
there's an
no, yeah.
issue, it'll probably be us reviewing it, and then if we think like, oh, that's a normal policy, whatever, but if we're like, that one's weird, and then we can see if people need to be looked at for trespassing.
Well, that makes sense. I would say it was even like 2 weeks ago, I went home, got in late one night and then just saw a car sitting out back idling for like half an hour at 9:30 at night. And
It's icky.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Well, is it out in the pit, you mean?
yeah,
It's
out in
Wow.
the sand pit. Yeah, we could see their headlights if they pull over the bridge, face us, but
Was it on the bridge?
I couldn't tell. It was, I would say ish.
Yeah,
And yeah, if it's a cruiser, if it's a cruiser, I'll come bring you guys some water.
Like, I know you guys are doing this. I don't want people to think like that this is another huge problem with crime down there, because it's not. And
No.
if you're seeing cars in there at night, it's probably 99% of the time a police officer.
Which is great.
And
That's,
if you don't think it is, call the police. Does that make sense?
No, you guys have been great with that too, because we
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
called when
yeah.
we're not
Yeah,
sure,
just call,
you
like,
guys call us right
away
back.
so we can get in there and make sure that it's not bad.
yeah, I got you.
Well, we will definitely be following up with some stuff, and we'll probably have to bring this up for review, but we gotta get a better, not pocket-sized photo of the thing,
I
so we
did
can
not see
review it a
that.
little bit better.
Photocopy of a photocopy from
Yeah,
25 years
yeah,
ago.
I was like,
I can't.
Applies you guys.
We have a good copy of the file.
Thank you guys for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for always watching out for us.
Absolutely.
All right. You wanna say something? Or you can read it. I know you wanna say something.
Of course, I'm not gonna say it, so.
We're at 7:45. We have a facilities assessment committee update. Gentlemen?
Good evening. Eric Danis, Russell Road. Gary Anderson, 50 Guile Road. So we're just coming before you to bring up the RFP for the police conceptual design. And really to mention that time is of the essence. And Eric will explain that in a second, but I noticed also you have have on the agenda the RFP right after us, so that's a good thing, and we're just eager to see action move because the time is limited. And Eric will explain that in more detail.
Ellen and I got a copy of an RFP from Ellen. I gave her a copy of one that I created. Which one did we send out? Or which one did we give to
That's the one that
board?
I've circulated with the board.
Okay, so that's the one that you guys have, the one that I created. Basically what I did was took the town of Walpole RFP, cause I had talked to Ellen about the town of Walpole when I was researching RFP. They had one for the exact same thing that we're doing. So what I did was just changed some of the words on it and created our own RFP with it, and that's what you guys have. It does have some deadlines and it does have some schedules along with it. I also created a schedule for the police station, which I believe you all have a copy of also.
That's the long form.
yeah.
And as you can look at the schedule, you can see that, this is, I guess I wanna say, what I would consider an optimal schedule. We're a little bit behind right now. We haven't formed a building committee yet. We're into April. I'd like to get that formed and running tonight, at least the go-ahead from you guys to we have myself, Karen Quinn. I need somebody from the police department as a representative, and I need somebody from the fire department as a representative. And with the RFP going out, if you guys approve it tonight, we'd like to see, if you look at the schedule, I think I asked for results or responses within 3 weeks. So as a committee, we can get that committee together and start reviewing some of the responses and hopefully that we get back right away. Also meet with the fire department, the police department, review the site and basically get this thing off the ground. If you look at the schedule, it gets us into, we're looking for an RFP for a construction manager starting in August, so we'll get out another RFP. The first RFP is for a concept designs, which we had talked about. And what we're looking for is up to 3 concept designs. With concept designs, all we need basically is a plot plan and just general plans. They don't have to be detailed at all. They don't have to include any HVAC, electrical, or what have you. That a contractor can take and give us a GMP price with. And that GMP price would include the actual construction drawings.
Do you wanna tell everybody what a GMP is, just in case not everyone knows?
Guaranteed maximum price.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so you could see I brought it all the way up to where we would be voting on it. Also, what we've come into, which I just saw today via email, is I have been talking to Fawn, or mentioned to her a couple of times. I came up, one of the towns that I think it was Doug Bates put in one of those posts that he sticks on whatever blog that he does. And he cited 3 or 4 towns our size that had put in new police stations, and I researched them and I looked them up and I saw that, yeah, they were putting in brand new ones here, they, you know, with brick siding and all kinds of stuff, and it wasn't anywhere near what we were looking for. But one of them had gotten a $2 million grant, and so I believe it was, was that email from you, Fawn?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, we found, I guess she found somebody that does, I guess, planning for these types of public buildings as well as researches grants. So both Gary and I had seen that email, and I think it's worth looking into as well. So see if we can get some grant money for that as well.
Yep.
But the bottom line here is we need an RFP to go out as soon as possible. And we need to go ahead to get this building committee off the ground, approved, so that we can get a meeting within the next couple of weeks and get that thing off the ground. Even if there's just 4 of us. And we can keep that, I guess, placeholder open to see if we can get some more people on it.
I also was gonna let Ellen know, put me on there too.
And I do appreciate a lot of the work you've done. I have one quick thing. You have here in block 3, right, presented to budget committee, but you're showing in January 16th, but I feel like that's gonna be before, right? Cause I think when do all like warrants and all
That's
that?
2027.
That is correct, but I think it needs to be before then.
Well, I mean, if we're bonding it, we could potentially roll this out for the ballot session, but usually you do a separate bond hearing, like we do have the
Okay.
potential to do it separate of the town
His
meeting
timing
process.
here,
Okay.
warrant article issue for bond, I'm just following here, it shows it kind of falling on 2027's
We'll have to-
election day.
Yeah, we'll have to of course, if we incorporate it into the voting session, then yes, but usually the bond hearings are separate requirements of
Okay.
our regular budget process.
I just wanna make sure that that date might have to be slightly earlier once we're in budget, but there's only so much you can pull
This
in.
is a preliminary that I
I get
made
it.
up with my cat sitting on my lap.
I just
I
don't
love
want you
it.
thinking as we roll forward that we're good till January when you need to be done in November.
The bottom line is we have a lot of tasks to accomplish here. In
Right.
order to do that, we need the time to do it, so we have to get this thing off the ground.
And I might add too, that building committee is really important once we do have RFPs come back. so that they can be reviewed by that committee.
Yes,
And I'm also wondering if maybe police and fire want more than one representative.
they can put on as many as they want.
So John Decker did weigh in, knowing that he was not gonna be here tonight. He had proposed some suggestions to my original RFP, but I wiped mine off the board and just kind of went with Eric's for discussion tonight. His suggestion was to move forward with posting or advertising the RFP as presented tonight. Get it posted as early as tomorrow with a May 15th deadline, which would put them under review schedule for May 18th. As long as his dates are correct, that was the only thing I did not verify. Let's see, April, May, yeah, so May 18th will be our second meeting of the month.
Do,
I'll buy that.
yeah, but if it just comes to, do you want the other committee to review it first? Do we want it to, like, his original date of May 7th, and then the police building committee reviews it, so that when it comes to us, it's not like we're giving it, and then we're like, this is nice, but now we have to hand it back to him, and we're hot potatoing it back and forth. Seems like it should be a little bit earlier, so that that committee has at least time to review to see if it's the 1 to 2 to 3 that we're expecting to have, then they can say, yes, these are good, and this is what our recommendations are. So that when we show up on the 18th, we're able to do something.
Well, if we give 3 weeks exposure, why don't you still have them due on May 15th? The committee can plan on meeting to review them somewhere around the 18th. All that's gonna push you guys back to June 1st, so never mind.
Right. It's one of those ones where we get a gap after.
Oh,
There's
Yeah.
roughly 2 weeks to be first, but
No, like that one.
Is 2 weeks.
Well,
Let's see,
we're on the
today's
20th.
21st.
and then you have all of next week. And then his original proposal of May 7th is the end of a third, I mean, May 8th is technically the end of a third week. There's another week in there.
We could have them come in
Even if they came in by
the 11th or something, that would
the
give the committee
13th, and then the committee meets sometime on the 14th or 15th.
to review them for a recommendation on the 18th.
Right.
Sure. I think 3
I'm
weeks is
gone
better
from
than
May
nothing.
12th to May 30th,
Oops.
just an FYI.
Okay.
So you may wanna start meeting
Like-
with those that you got, and you know that you're gonna have police input, and you know you'll have fire department, there are 3 citizens.
I wanna start
in,
meeting
and as they
like
come in,
next week,
start looking at them.
Monday, Tuesday,
As soon as possible.
yeah, as soon as possible.
Okay. And then if more people
I mean, do you,
volunteer, great.
3 weeks is probably more than enough time. Most departments are gonna, if they see this, people are just gonna,
Well, there's nothing to say they can't review them as they receive them too,
Exactly.
so you,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully
Take a look
if we
at them
get
as they
some
come in.
initial response, then
Well, you review them and then you call in people for interviews, is what you do.
And actually it might be easier to digest if you take them as they come in, look at them as a group, and then take the next one that comes in.
Right. If we get 2, we'll call a group meeting and take a look at them and go from there.
so what do we want for proposals due by, the 7th or the following week? He's gone the 12th, so but as they come in, we just wanna make sure that there's nothing like new that comes in that we would have to deal with before
What's the date today? Today's the 20th. I'd like the proposals in by the, I guess I wanna say the 8th. If we get this thing out tomorrow,
gives
actually, I'd like to give them, yeah, actually, I'd like to get them on the 6th. Let's go with the 6th.
It's 2 weeks
So
of
that gives them,
exposure.
that gives 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can write a proposal in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna open up a file for something
Yeah.
that they've made somewhere else, and
The template.
It's
Sure,
all
there's not a lot
standard
of
stuff,
work.
I worked commercial construction for 38 years.
Yeah.
It's all standard boilerplate stuff. You see something like this come in,
It's in their computer.
do I wanna grab that? Yeah, let's grab that, they'll have it out the next day.
Send it right out, right.
okay.
So we just need to post that meeting, right? You've gotta decide on when you want the committee to meet.
Sure,
And we've got time, you just need 24 hours notice.
Oh, is that it? Great. Okay.
Does it even need to be posted a meeting? I mean, if they just have a meeting.
Well, I mean, technically, it's a subcommittee of a subcommittee. It is still an official committee, so there still should be
Okay,
some type of notice for transparency to the public.
that's fine.
All right, I've got Karen's email, Gary's email, my email, I've got Fawn's email. Let me go back and forth with them and,
Yep.
Want Matt Curry too, right?
pardon?
Matt Curry?
Matt
Chief Curry?
Yeah.
For the fire department?
Yeah.
I don't have his email,
I can get it.
and Gary will get it for me.
Chief at
Oh, we're gonna-
Nottingham-nh.gov, really easy.
All right. So the bus is rolling, you guys just put the wheels on it.
Good. So we're gonna,
Yep. I mean, this,
we need to have a vote on accepting this RFP?
Oh, did you have, just for discussion purposes, did you review the RFP? Do you have any recommended changes other than, well,
it's open and generic. This
It
isn't
is.
binding in any way. It just says, it has on the front cover, May 7th, and the back, there, May 7th, if you want it to be the 6th, whatever the date's gonna be, those are the only changes. And then there's some questions in there, that email. Town responses, scheduled interviews will be provided by April 11th. I don't know if that's right.
Well, if we miss a day here and there, I don't think it's gonna really matter much.
yeah, we'll have to
Well,
update that one.
April 11th was a week ago, so I don't think we're gonna,
Really do wanna change that.
She's way behind schedule.
don't think we're gonna meet that one.
Not gonna make it.
Not to be a stickler on dates.
Yeah.
I believe that's supposed to be
Okay,
May
but-
11th.
Yes, so short of
Just some,
date changes,
Yep.
is there any content? change?
do we need to say in here any that we're, not really, if the fact that we're looking to add it to the fire station to form device design, service to include minor work at the fire station, there it is. Yep.
What you're doing is you're
I just wanna make sure we say that
You're
they're,
pulling together companies that can handle this, you're gonna go through, you're gonna interview them, just.
Yeah.
And
right, so I
then,
think,
as long as they have the qualifications, they'll pull together the design.
Yeah.
cause like Chief Curry was looking like we had built rooms up on the mezzanine or whatever. But I think he was looking that we might have to expand to have either more rooms or something, that seems like we'd wanna,
I think that will go
That's why
beyond the
we
next
wanna meet right
RFP.
away.
yeah, address all of the
Address
things
all
that
of
they
that,
need.
so that you can present that to the people that we hire and they can come up with the concept designs.
Nice package.
Great. Any further questions? Comments? Do we need to approve this or just say we're good
As
with
long as
it?
you're good to move forward with this will be what we'll hit
Do we? Yeah,
everything tomorrow.
thank you very much for running with us to keep the ball, now that it's moving. And we set it out there now, we're gonna have to respond, cause people are gonna be like, hey, we gave you an
Yeah,
offer.
that's right. And we have a timeline. You can make timelines for me for everything.
You know, those are, they're really easy, you know,
I like it.
for road maintenance work, for this, for that, if the other thing, Google Docs,
Okay.
you know, .com, just have your department heads throw a schedule together for you and,
Okay.
You're
Need
off
one
and
for my
running.
personal life.
what's that?
I need one for my personal life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that takes care of basically the police facility RFP under general business, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
It's on the agenda.
Right, do you wanna quickly hit on the performance bond and then we'll deal with all the appointments?
Sure. So Peekaboo Estates, which is the new subdivision over off of Fort Hill and Smoke Street from Otter Cove Homes. They are getting to the point where they're close to transferring lots or applying for a building permit, which requires the performance bonding posted.
Oh, this is the difference performance bond, this isn't the one off Mitchell.
No, that one's
No.
all,
Okay.
that one's all set.
Yep.
So this is for that other one. There's two sides to the spreadsheet. One of them is the current status and the other one is the status where it will be in about 2 weeks. I spoke with Don Fernald earlier today and she's ready to move forward with the original, at their current status is 341,000. So we would be looking for you to approve that amount for bond posting, and then there will potentially be a bond reduction coming forward rather quickly as they progress through the next 2 weeks.
A bond reduction, oh,
A bond,
because,
so what they do is they
Yeah.
post for the $341,715.45, that's where they're at today, but then as they continue to bring some of these items to 100% completion, there'll be a bond reduction.
gotcha. Did we have to motion this?
Yes. Oh, and I did give you CMA's review and recommendation. There was one line item that needed to be corrected on it. It was a very small monetary change. I think it was only like $5,000 difference.
I'll move to approve the performance bond of phase 2 of Otter Cove Homes, Peekaboo Estates, in the amount of $341,715.45, based on the current percentage of completion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done.
Checking them off.
Yeah, alright. Back to appointments, not meeting appointments, but appointments of people.
Any discussion on that?
On what? The performance bond?
No.
No, you said there might be some discussion on this?
No, I was just going through the suggested motions. There might be some items that need additional discussion
Oh, I
rather
see.
than just blowing
Okay.
through them.
Well, then I'm gonna move to appoint Alana Kenny, town clerk, as election official.
And then you need a second on that? I'll second.
Yep. We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll move to appoint Edward Myers as a police officer.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right, and 2026 audit, so request a motion move to sign the engagement letter. Did we
Lengthy.
already do this one?
That was. it was
No,
a
we
tax
signed an
collector.
engagement to do the tax collector recommittal audit, so when Tracy leaves as tax collector, we'll have to have them pretty much close out the books and reopen for somebody new taking that position, but
But this is for the town,
this
right?
is, yeah, this is for the town's financial audit, which they'll be here doing the field audit portion next month.
Okay,
Guess we can't say no.
So we're I would recommend engaging with Plaza and Sanderson. We did put this out to bid 2 years ago. We got no response. So they've been our auditors for well over a decade now. I'm still closing out the 2024 financial audit, but I think we finally worked out those kinks and that should be resolved Wednesday.
does that help with the forward financial audits?
Yes.
Okay,
We definitely need to close out 1 year before we start the next.
I would think so.
Yes.
All right,
It's better that way. I'll make a motion that we sign the engagement letter with Plotznick and Sanderson for the 2025 financial audit.
I'll second that.
all right, we got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion closed again.
Audit.
Audit for the town financials. Plotznick, am I saying that right? Plodzik, sorry. Plodzik and Sanderson.
We used them before, we usually use.
Yeah, she says, we've been with them for a decade, we've tried putting it out for service, and we never got a response.
Shakers.
Yeah, nobody wants it.
So what's the Stonewall agreement?
So Eversource is going to be updating some poles along Priest Road. One of them was installed back in the early 50s and it's in the middle of one of our stone walls on town property. So because of regulations and everything else, they now need to work up this Stonewall agreement to be able to remove it. And they're going to have to disrupt the stone wall, but they will be restoring it back to hopefully
As much as they can.
as much as they can, but the pole does need to be replaced.
Is this, Priest Road's one of the scenic roads, right? Is that part of this too?
It's like a breach in the. It's a breach in the stone wall anyway, and they're gonna use that and just
It's-
widen it a little more.
It's closer to Knightsfield on that end of Priest. Well, kind of, I did give you a full
wait.
packet
Yeah.
overview of where it is. They're also going to have to do some ledge hammering and other areas, so I'll also be putting out notice that that will be taking place around this time. So they can't touch this until after the danger of turtle crossing and amphibians. So I think this is going to be like a late September, early October type project. But they need to get the agreements in place, much like, you know, the work that we're gonna be doing on,
Who's taking pictures of this?
who is taking pictures of it?
Of the stone wall.
Yeah, the before and after.
We can go take some. Eversource does have some in that file that I sent you. See?
Oh, I was actually
To
kind of
make sure that
impressed.
it's restored as
I don't trust them.
Close to.
fair enough.
I don't care,
Take a
it's a
picture,
freaking
that's-
power line, think they care?
They do. They cared enough to reach out to us
Wanna do
to
public
get this
relations,
agreement in
right?
place.
Yes.
We do have a
that-
very
they're just
active
covering
public
themselves.
public relations person with Eversource.
And a
So
lot
this is
about
a very,
conservation, too.
this is a large power line. This is not
Yeah.
this is a,
Just a little wooden pole.
this is off the power line off of Priest Road, so it's the,
So you have to do a pad and widen it enough to get the equipment in there.
It's not a power line, you're saying?
it is
The big
the
ones.
high voltage power lines
Oh,
that
the
run
high
through.
voltage.
It's not just a pole.
So it's like a 2 poles, giant 3-phase, it's a big. They're upgrading all those wooden poles to metal poles.
Maybe somebody from the historical side of the, or the, if they know where it's actually gonna go, would take pictures, or from the conservation, just to,
Document it.
you know, where they go, they put it back and it's not even close to what it looks like, but they threw some rocks back on it and called it a day.
Okay. We can make that happen. We've got plenty of time to do that.
They did kind of a lot of conservation sort of PR mitigation too.
It's easy to say a lot of things, it's what you do in the end, it really makes a difference.
But if you've got it in writing, it's a lot easier to
Stonewall
hold on the
agreement.
fire.
I love it.
Stonewall existing
Stonewall
on the road.
agreement, I love it.
Sure.
Whereas a stone wall is existing on the property which has an existing breach and is wholly or partially within the Eversource easement as shown in the attached image. In order to conduct certain permissible actions, activities, desires to alter said stone wall by temporarily expanding the current breach. Since breach will be wide enough to allow for the construction of temporary work pad, vehicle equipment.
So I will say that Fawn and I met with Sam Hodgson, who is our municipal liaison with Eversource, as well as design engineer, and I think there were 2 other people in attendance from Eversource that went through the scope of this project with us and gave us that larger PDF that I emailed but did not print. So you are welcome to look at it as well. It's on my desk if you want to see the physical copy.
What?
Actually, no, it's actually attached to the easement that you're gonna be signing in that red folder.
Turtle identification.
Yes.
And lampreys and what else? Okay about it, I think John's got a good idea to take a picture.
It's not too much trouble. I mean, they say that they will, I just missed the word, where'd it go? Upon completion of the project, Eversource shall, to the extent possible, rebuild the wall in the original location and fashion that existed prior to the breach expansion, using the existing stones that were removed to expand the breach. Existing fashion. It's gonna be a 2-foot high stone wall, they're
Yeah.
gonna leave a 2-foot high stone wall.
Kind of just a hot mess, but it's already been breached, right?
I guess, it's not, it's,
We have a motion.
everything else we're gonna talk about, it's really.
I'll move that we authorize the signing of the Stonewall agreement with Eversource for the replacement of a utility pole located within an existing stone wall on Priest Road, with the condition that the stone wall be restored to its original condition upon completion of the work.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, all in
Documented by
favor?
photo evidence, that's correct. And thank you for this cheat sheet.
We had a motion and a second, all in favor, say aye, there we go. Alright, so we've moved through that, we did the 2 appointments, we did the engagement. Okay,
Personnel.
do you want me to, I guess we'll stay on this back page here.
Sure.
The personnel policy amendments.
So Matt, because you were not here, we held a work session last week.
Yep.
There was a lot of discussion. We got a good round table going with the staff that were also present to support some of the personnel changes. There is still a lot of back and forth, a lot of research and planning and development that needs to take place on some of the items, but the members that were present, we were able to nail down 3 key items that we thought could be moved forward. Obviously, where it was a work session, we didn't have any decisions that were made that evening, but I'm proposing them forward for you to act on tonight. So we can at least start somewhere and continue on with the personnel policy updates that are overdue.
And if anybody listened in last time or this time, I had a severe gross misunderstanding of what they were saying when they were rolling over a year of vacation, and I was like, a year of vacation sounds astronomical. Is a year of accrued vacation, which approximates to a week, roughly, and I'm sure there's different terms, but
It's whatever they accrue in that year, so
correct,
depending
but
on
which
terms of
makes
service.
way more sense than I was thinking, like, how does somebody earn 52 weeks of vacation? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I actually heard anything after they started talking, because I was still like baffled how somebody had a year of vacation. It's like, I am in the wrong industry.
Sounds great. That's great.
I was completely like, what are we doing?
Just accrued, right?
So,
How'd that stay in the book so long? I don't know.
anyway, with that,
Are you comfortable with making
I mean,
on this?
yeah, I think I talked to Ellen some beforehand, and once my gross misconception was thrown out the window, I was like, this seems way
I
more
want you to be
reasonable.
my boss.
Well, I was like, how do we deal with somebody gone for an entire year? She's like, it's a week. I'm like, I'm missing something. Okay.
That's great.
You don't live so free.
All right, yeah.
Alright,
yeah.
so they would.
What time frame you have to work in order to get that?
What's that?
Like, you can't work here for 3 months and just get it and leave.
No, you can't use vacation time for the first 6 months. We do have that built into the policy.
Okay.
So with our present plan, we're accruing monthly, but they can't actually use it. Right now, we're gonna have to work in some provisions for proration if somebody leaves before their year expires or what have you, but we'll work through the details on that. But as of right now, current staff will receive the vacation that they would earn in that year, effective January 1, as well as their sick time. And they can just work off of it throughout the year.
So the 3 personnel policy amendments that we're looking to do would be to increase the allowable rollover of accrued unused vacation time, which is currently at 1 week to 2 weeks. We would provide the sick leave and vacation accruals based on years of service that would be credited. They'll get that annually on January 1st rather than accrued monthly. And we are looking forward, but finding budgetarily where we could move, including Group 1 employees to the New Hampshire retirement system as soon as practical, following completion of the required enrollment process. Which is a big deal in terms of we lose highway people because they wanna go off to the New Hampshire retirement. The police and fire are generally protected, but the big one we keep losing people is in the highway department. And we have people that come here and then they find out that we don't have that and then they don't follow through.
So shall we, I'm sorry.
No, if somebody wants to make a motion on these,
Motion. I'm gonna move to amend the personnel policy to incorporate those following changes, which I'll repeat. To increase the allowable rollover of accrued unused vacation time from 1 week to 2 weeks. To provide that sick leave and vacation accruals based on years of service shall be credited annually on January 1st rather than accrued monthly. And 3, include Group 1 employees in the New Hampshire retirement system as soon as practicable following completion of the required enrollment process.
I will second that.
alright, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Again, thank you guys for meeting to move forward. Baby steps, I'll call them, to try to make improvements, but we felt that these ones needed to be done earliest, and then the other stuff
We'll
is,
have to continue discussions into future meetings. I'm hoping to have a lot of the other changes that we talked about, at least the draft language available for you on the next meeting on May 4th. I just didn't have enough time to turn it over for this meeting.
yeah, and
That
there's,
meeting was on April 15th.
Correct.
Thank you.
yeah, so. Keep those ideas coming. And we already did performance bonding, so we're gonna jump right through that. Boom. We really made it this far, alright.
I know.
So we need to review action items from prior meetings, and oh, look, Mendel Road has popped back up.
Well, it's still on there because I'm still
It had
waiting on the
disappeared
next
for a week or
process.
two, but
No, we just ignored it.
exactly, that is. Any updates for town beach status stuff?
So what was the status of Mendel Road?
There's still nothing we can do, it's basically legal at this point. With the subdivision and everything happening, I don't know if that road would eventually be incorporated into Raymond as a town road eventually, if, or not, I don't know.
They would have to accept it through a town meeting process, but the select board has no
Right, I didn't know if,
interest in accepting it otherwise.
is the development going in, that would eventually be accepted or not?
No, just houses on the side of the road.
Okay,
You know, basically you look at it this way, it's how I look at it. Town of Raymond's never gonna accept it if Nottingham plows it. And then the only thing that Nottingham can do is not grade it and not, you know, compact it and not add fill and not maintain that off the road. But by doing that and doing nothing to it, we alienate everybody that lives on the other side of town that has to pass over that road.
Yeah.
We're in basically a no-win situation on this, no matter how publicly it turns out.
Are we
All
talking about
right,
a
so
ramp
wait,
or
no,
is it-
this thing, this
I know,
discussion.
so-
All right, so it's literally for us, I mean, there's nothing we can do. You can't go after and try to sue Raymond. That's not gonna work.
no, I think it has to go to the court.
It has to go to the
Yeah,
court and the
court.
county would actually, or the Superior Court would have to determine whose maintenance responsibility it is by hearing both sides. Like which town is more advantageous to the maintenance of the road, and
When they say they have 6 houses and we say we have 26, they're gonna say, well,
it's Nottingham.
looks like you. Oh, by the way,
But that
you've been doing this for 40 years?
that clarifies it legally, because right now, as it stands, we shouldn't be touching it.
Touching.
Right.
I feel
We
like
know
had
that, we've done a
decided
lot
to
of
send it
things
to
that we
court,
should
yeah.
not have
But the
done.
people that actually built the house on there, probably all they had to do is when they go into the town of Raymond, say, hey, it's a private road, fine, I'll sign off that it doesn't, you're not gonna maintain it. And the developer who's developing it has developed half this town already.
Yep.
Already knows all the loopholes that are around there, and that's why he's doing it.
Have we moved this forward though, or do we need Matt Sarge?
Yeah, we're just waiting to find out what the next step, first thing that I'm waiting on is the cost analysis, how much is it going to cost us to put this to court for a final decision?
Who's gonna bring it to court? Was that?
We'll have to talk to you later, Steve. Alright, so is Sarge coming up with that?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm sorry, who's coming up with?
Matt Surge, the
Oh,
attorney,
right, sorry.
I don't remember the name of the firm.
Drummond and Woodson.
Thank you.
I lost, what's the
D
resolution?
and W. Yeah, cause I think we decided we could.
It's in the attorney's hands, Steve.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Town beach, anything new?
There was,
Did we come up with a cost on a gate?
No, I'm still waiting to hear from them. They told me it would be 2 weeks and it's been 1 week.
Who?
Gate
people?
Yeah, the gate, the Dover gate people. They gave Courtney a quote some years ago. And I just called the same company because they were hoping they'd have something. Actually, I should call them Friday and nudged them. I'll do that tomorrow. But they said that they would be able to be out within 2 weeks to take a look at it with whoever. And when I hear from them, I'll let everybody know if anybody, wants to meet them there.
we have advertised for the town beach gate attendant. Nevaeh is coming back. She was our beach gate attendant last year, and Courtney's still seeking other people to help share the shift watch.
So none of our Nottingham retired, anybody wants to help the town out or a little extra cash if you're watching the meeting?
Yep.
For bug bites and a really good tan.
You can read a book.
Yeah.
Not long shifts.
And then I'm working
Get some
through,
exercise by walking around. There's a lot of benefits, you're saying.
I have
out
circulated
the negatives.
the draft access agreement. The current one expires like May first. So we're just working through the details on that to get that hopefully signed for the upcoming season.
When we left last meeting, though, we came up with that, we were gonna move the attendant onto our property up.
Correct.
Right. So it'd be more, it's easier to sell a position of, hey, you're gonna be at least up here and you can wander and engage.
With the expectation that we can get the gate installed. It's probably not gonna happen at the time that the town beach opens, but
If we can find a,
close.
yeah, but if we only have to deal with it for a small window of time,
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm hoping,
that's a small window of time as opposed to whatever.
the whole summer.
And we are going to, again, that's priority number 2 for getting the cameras installed at the gate entrance and also down at the town beach.
And these are wireless or cellular.
Yep, cellular cameras.
Excellent.
What about the, I mean,
Pitt?
no, I don't mind, just. You know, Paul says if we don't have an attendant that day, the town doesn't open. Is that gonna be part of our agreement too?
No, we went over that, we were gonna be open, we're hoping for the automatic gate. And we would have an
That's just open and
attendant,
close.
yep, but we were only gonna have an attendant on busy like Thursday through Sunday days when we typically have excess pilgrimage from Massachusetts in the area that we have to turn away.
I mean, it'd be great to have.
The other days, it was gonna, but then if there's a problem, if people, I think our enforcement has been strict enough to the people that it seems like it's been dwindling down. People have kind of gotten the message. We haven't backed down on it, and they haven't backed down on it. I think just keeping the enforcement consistent is key.
So it's still open during the week then? Matt,
Yes, sir.
it's open during the week?
That is the intent, yes, we wanna ensure that we have access to the now, to begin, it might be a little restricted as we deal with opening and closing the gate if it's not automated, but if we get an automated gate for a reasonable cost, then hopefully it should take care of itself, and then that will allow, that'll leave consistency. The gate is open, it will be closed when we say it will be, and then if you are beyond the gate when the gate is closed, then you are trespassing.
And the person that's gonna be hired is gonna be only Thursday through Sunday?
That was the original, that was what we had talked about, correct?
Thank you. That's what I thought you said.
Yep, during the busy times during the week, typically it's not too bad the other times, but
I think the advertisement is open, right? We didn't really nail down date.
Yeah, so
Yeah, kind of open.
we did
see
that
how many
last
people-
year too, to see if we could get, because we got closer. We'll circulate it again on Facebook and that kind of stuff to see what we can get, but nothing.
You can't do nothing with nothing.
what was the hourly rate again?
$18.
Was there an age limit?
18 plus.
Yeah, 18 plus.
I was hoping, yeah, we would get some retirees who'd like to be outside, but
Get those steps in. So again, and this is all for, people that do care about the access to the beach, the opening of the beach, and just
Step up.
maintaining it as a great public access point, so. First quarter budget status review. Probably not gonna smoke through that like we just did everything else.
Have you had a chance to review it?
I don't know what's up with my phone, I don't think so. That packet didn't open earlier.
If you have not, there is nothing really alarming or non-typical from the first quarter expenditures. Obviously, we operate on the hope and prayer that we get the budget passed, which we did, we were successful, but there is nothing that has been spent outside of normal, except we've had our rather unusual snowstorms that lasted 36 hours every time we had them, so
And only on the weekends.
our subcontracted plowing expenditures are through the roof, and we will have to try to recoup that in other areas throughout the year. And hopefully come up with a better plan for not subcontracting out as much of our plow route with full staff and utilizing all of our equipment with no breakdowns, is
Correct.
the hope.
Oh, so right now, highway department, 4 people, we have 1 position posted right now.
Correct.
Okay. We should have 2 positions, but we have 2, 1 full-time, 1 part-time position are
Correct.
posted.
Our part-time position was filled over the winter, but my understanding is that person that filled that position is only available for snow plowing. He's not available for part-time as needed throughout the rest of the year, but I need to verify that.
Okay. And then, there was another thing that had come up during the election was how long it took to get everybody out, and we have some news based on that.
The school board met last Wednesday on April 15th and voted to purchase our second voting machine that would definitely help with processing the ballots. So they've authorized the expenditure, they want us to move forward with the purchase, and then they will reimburse the town. I can't say that it's going to 100% keep the meeting flow. I mean, obviously, we could use some new poll pads, but this is a step in the right direction, and it's $7,000 in the budget that we don't have to find this year. So we will get that on order with LHS and have that in place for the September election. So with that being said, there was discussion, the school board, I believe, has already had to move forward with their calendar for the 26-27 school year, and their hope was that the September election could be held here at the community center. I think
And the September one is a,
primary.
it's a primary for state primary.
State
Yes.
primary.
I just wanna say, it's not, I
it's-
lose track of the
And
election
it's
cycles
the day
too.
after
Oh, yeah.
the Labor Day holiday, so if school starts even the weekend prior to, or starts a few days before Labor Day, then they'll have a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, they typically do the Wednesday before Labor Day and then Labor Day week. So it's kind of a 3-day week, a 4-day week, and then they get into
Yeah.
it.
So they could just continue with a 3-day holiday weekend as they normally would if we could hold the election here at the community center and kick off their school year. They already have a teacher workshop scheduled for the November election, so that should not be an issue. And again, testing with a weekend holiday. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Well, we run their
requested it.
elections, so they don't have much participation in it, the burden of the election process, so we thought it was fair to
We're supposed to sign that.
put the burden on them for getting
This
out
is
of
my
it.
mess here though.
No. Any other policy review stuff?
Wanna
we need to go
expedite
over?
things?
I did present to you last week, and last meeting, we didn't get a chance to review it. I had created a 91A procedure policy, just to kind of, I can't take full credit for it, I pirated it from another town and then revamped it to ours, because let's not reinvent the wheel. But just to kind of streamline the 91A process, it would pretty much require anybody to have to come into the office to retrieve the 91A requests. It's a practice that is being already followed by another department, and just to keep it consistent, without a policy in place, we're setting precedences by doing some here and otherwise, and I would just like to streamline it. So I've given that to you for consideration. I've also given you an updated rules of procedure for the select board. Just general housekeeping, cleaning it up, changing some of the language. I give you items that were stricken out and replaced are bold italics. And that policy also leads into the incident notification policy as far as how specific department heads report accidents or any type of events that you need to be apprised of. And this is related to the recent officer-involved shooting, like going through that process. So I went off and updated that with some suggested recommendations for you. But I would just say, review them, provide any comments, and you can act on those at the next meeting unless you feel comfortable enough to do it tonight. But let's start checking some of them off.
So I'm just kind of looking through this incident notification policy, and maybe we didn't get as many as we did before, but all structure fires, you want notified to you?
Yes, it comes to me and then I disseminate the information to you. That way, there wasn't multiple contacts. I mean, obviously, they're dealing with the incident at hand, but
But you get all structure fire calls that come in right now into the town of Nottingham?
I don't get them. I get notified from the chief when they happen.
Okay.
At least when,
Just that our department is responding, we have personnel out and they potentially dangerous.
it's usually after the incident,
Okay,
just to say, hey, there was a structure fire, we responded, other towns responded through mutual aid, and this is a result.
I
okay.
think somewhere in here it does say not to interfere with the actual actions, but
Correct.
as soon as is practicable,
Yes.
so that you know. Yeah.
And the prior policy only identified notification by the police and fire chiefs, which is great, but we also have a summer camp with many children and other staff that are involved, so like also giving the recreation department, the director, whoever's in charge supervising the activities, like there should be some notification if there is an event that happens. And
Yeah, I
even the
believe
highway department, if
any-
there's an accident with one of the trucks or property damage. So I updated the policy to make sure that we were addressing all departments and not just singling out police and fire.
And that would go to like, you know, obviously if we have a summer camp and a kid requires ambulance transport or something beyond.
Yeah, we don't need the
medical.
details of like the names and the age, but like, hey, this happened, and then we can talk about it and say, okay, like, how do we mitigate this and prevent it from happening again in the future, or in the event of an accident, do we need to do safety trainings and
Does any of this get bubbled up to when we put stuff back onto chief and her emergency? She wears the other hat.
the emergency management?
Yeah.
So that her responsibilities under the emergency management are mandated by state statute
Okay.
and our LEOP policy and has hazard mitigation.
Thankfully, we haven't had to deal with any, but at what point do we kick that over? Like, is it yeah,
That's for her to decide.
for her to decide when we need to staff up or put some
Correct,
sort of incident? Okay.
That's all me.
Okay. Addition shown in bold, deletion shown in straight.
I did a lot of rewording.
Yeah.
But it needed to happen.
Needed to, yeah.
Sorry for the quiet, we're just reading.
I'm comfortable with this.
Yep.
I think it's good.
My own personal feeling, it says that you will notify us in methods that comply with 91A, which I do agree is like emails, because those are trackable, but if you can also text and
It will just come.
Yeah.
then we're like, this is our other thing, but sometimes like I don't see the email for a day or two and I don't be like, what?
Yeah.
Some of it just requires not our direct influence, but it's just good for us to know. And
Check your email.
I got that text today.
Please check it.
Oh, look at that. All right. Well,
Everybody.
do we have anything anybody wants to, we've read a lot of the incident notification one. We can do these one at a time, or if we're good with all three, we'll,
You don't have a clean copy to sign, so you can technically hold off if you want, but. Or you can just add it to a signature file for future without having to readdress it.
Let's do that.
yeah, I mean, it's just good to get some, I mean, not that we have an incident policy, and the 91A one we should at least have out there so that it just sets what the policy is. I mean, this is new, so.
I really like the RSA 91, because I think you really clarified the, that everything goes through you. That there are fees for copies, which is awesome. I did have one question. It's the administrative assistant. vets them or triages them?
Um,
Are you two C?
I mean, technically, anything coming into the town office hits Nancy first, and then
True.
she hands to me, so.
And I have a question on
So it's
number
just a
8
filter.
Number 8,
of the out-of-state requests.
yes.
You know, if an in-person visit is not feasible, all right, the question may provide a prepaid shipping label. Who determines what's feasible and not?
Whether it's
If they just say they
Massachusetts
don't
or
wanna come, they
Louisiana.
just wanna mail the dollar envelope, I mean, or it's not a dollar anymore, but you know. Like, or are we gonna say, well, just because you don't wanna come, that's too bad? Are you gonna be able to say that to them? Or is it feasibly is that I'm physically incapable of driving and I can't have a, you know, I mean, give us a real reason.
What it's supposed to do, so with the changes with 91A, I mean, it's starting to loosen up more and more. It's enabling, it used to be, the Sunshine Law was to get information about your local government and the transparency and even at the state level, but what it's done is it's opened it up to people across the country, even,
Yeah, I see that the other one, section A of that,
yes,
for that
court
particular
case.
reason right there, which I
Yeah.
understand, which is great.
So if you have somebody from Massachusetts, and I do get these from time to time, looking for our, they want our building permit information because they want to solicit their services, that is not a permissible use of 91A. 91A is specific to the information contained within the government or within the community, not to be used for that purpose. Like if it was,
Sales call.
yeah, it can be used
Right.
for sales pitches or
Right.
solicitation in
Wow,
that
I
event,
didn't
but
know
if somebody was a contractor on a job and they were inquiring specifically on
I don't know where we're going with
properties, yeah, I don't know where we're going with it, so. So like if it's somebody from Massachusetts and maybe they can't show up here in person, then really there's very few reasons why I can't supply a 91A request. Unless I just don't have the
Well,
records
you just saw
available.
91, section A just says RSA 91A does not require government entities to provide records to individuals who are not residents of
But
New
that is,
Hampshire.
yes, but that is subject to change. That's what I'm saying.
Right now, it hasn't,
Right.
has it? So we don't need to address the problem, if it's the way it reads, it's, if it changes, then we'll address it, but.
Yeah.
My question was, what is feasible?
Depends on how polite they are on the phone when they ask. If they're really nice, you'll probably do it.
So I do have a question about centralized intake. Right now, 91A requests, are they being shot to individual department heads?
For the most part, the police department handles all of theirs, the library's handling theirs, and then generally anything else if it's received,
But that's not what this says. So are we telling them that they have to defer everything to you and increase your workload, or? And then we determine, I say we, determine what's gonna be, I'm just saying that
For the most part-
verbiage there, it has the potential to increase your workload.
it's not going to stop people from sending them to the individual departments.
Okay,
What I'm saying is it will open up the communication between me and the department heads that like, hey, there is a 91A request that comes in. I will either task it off to them and say, hey, can you pull this information together? And then what we usually do is, if there's a request, sometimes it requires information from multiple departments. I will say like, hey, Fawn, can you have Lindsay respond to the police side? I'll take care of this side. I'll have Dale respond to this side. It's just a matter of, like, we need to create some type of, a flow chart or record keeping.
A centralized place to keep
A
all the
centralized,
requests, yeah. yeah.
yes, so.
That's what
does
it's open
this
for.
talk about response timeline, but how much work?
That's per the RSA. You have to respond within 5 days as to whether or not the records, and release the records immediately, or let them know the expectation for when they can be made available.
So it's bullet 3A 1-3.
3AI, yeah. You have to respond to the original request within 5 business days.
Acknowledge,
Yes.
Acknowledge it.
and then you either make it available, deny, or provide written and statement. I'm just saying, is there anything about how much time we have to dedicate to some of these, like it's,
No. No, and it does not state anywhere in the guidance.
okay. I just wanna make sure, because some of these, they could be potentially burdened.
There are
So-
voluminous requests out there that they take years to compile and.
Okay.
But I agree, I think centralizing and having everything is important.
Any further debate? Any acceptance?
Yes, would you like me to make a motion? Do you want me to do each one individually or doesn't matter?
I mean, do you need to, the 91A one is the only one that's in completion with no changes, does she, or can she say
Because it's a new
that,
one.
but, yeah, does she need to say like as amended, because they're
No,
amended
she
to
can
us,
adopt it. Make a motion to adopt it.
as presented? Okay, I'm just trying to get the words right.
Coach
I
me.
wasn't sure if we were gonna
Coach
get to
me.
these, so I didn't give you a suggestion,
Yes, we're on
suggested
fire
motion for
tonight.
them.
We're on fire.
Things to
Get
do.
these things done. All right,
Go to bed.
I'm gonna make a motion to accept RSA 91A Administrative Procedure for Nottingham as written.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
What's the verbiage on this incident thing? Okay, what am I doing?
Revised, adopt the revised.
I move that we adopt the revised incident notification policy for Nottingham.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Forget from one to one. I
Make a motion.
make a motion.
To adopt,
Tired. Thank you. I make a motion to adopt the select board rules of procedure for Nottingham
As revised.
as revised.
And then I'll second.
motion and a second, all in
What was
favor?
it so hard? Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Good job.
Alright, so that's prior meeting stuff, so can we try to push from Drummond?
Was them on the Mindle Road?
Yeah,
Yes.
because I mean, even as it is, the court cases are gonna file up, and it'd be nice if we could get in and revise before winter hits again. And we've had individuals who are not in this room, call and inquire about it.
Okay. I just received the purchase and sales agreement that I've been waiting on for the noise property acquisition, so
Oh.
that's off their list and I will put this back on the top.
I don't know if it's the top, but we have so many things that are.
We have so many things at the top. Are we comfortable with the plan for the town beach at this point, or do we need like a workshop for that? I feel like there are a lot of unanswered questions.
I don't know what's unanswered, we're gonna be open for the hours that we had mentioned. We're gonna find out information on the gate. Until we have a gate and plan, we're gonna have to operate the gate manually, so we'll have to create a authorized volunteer list. We have a person who will attend the beach during hours, which we had roughly mentioned, from Thursday through Sunday. It's open-ended in case there's people that wanna be there at other times.
But she won't be there all the time, will she?
She will not be there all the time.
And and I was trying to push for a later opening time.
We were looking at that.
Tend to-
But that even makes it harder for volunteers to open and close the gate if people are going to work, so now you're pushing it onto another populace of people that aren't there, so I mean, I think. Like if I'm driving to work for 5:30, I'm not opening the gate.
If you're driving work for 9 o'clock, you're not opening the
Yeah,
gate
I was
either.
gonna say, this isn't gonna work for 9 either.
Not directly volunteers, we're talking about, well, it's been a selected
confused, I
group
guess.
of who would open the gate, we didn't just say like,
Might have
It's
to be
gonna be
flexible
quicker.
on the times a little bit, a little bit, just until we get the electric gate or the powered gate, cause I was willing to volunteer, but if it has to be opened at a specific minute, then I'm not gonna be able to help with that either.
It doesn't.
the open at a specific minute is not as, I think, critical as closing it, as more of the.
Right.
Um,
Closing, it could be, I could volunteer a little better.
But I did think that the general consensus was that there was no need for it to open at 9 AM.
Yeah, never, to anybody at 9.
And the reason why we brought up that quick subject too is for financially, if we can cut the hours that it's open.
Yeah.
It's gonna financially benefit us too, and the people that are working.
Just maybe that little bit easier to get people. I don't know, just
So it
one
doesn't-
so far, right?
So it was only open from 11 to 7, then you could actually get 2 4-hour shifts.
Right, yeah.
These
Which
were
would be pretty
discussions that we were
reasonable.
having, which I,
Yeah,
you know,
Which-
little things that we could make changes,
Yep.
you know, where.
for somebody who's kind of conservation minded or chatty, like a retired person like myself, who wants to, you know, sit there and read a book and greet people for 4 hours, that's not too bad.
Are you gonna apply for this position?
I was gonna say, you keep volunteering these people that aren't stepping forward.
I did for free last year. I got $18, I'll do it. No, I just, you know,
I mean, I think you could still have it manned, those busy hours. Like, I mean, being open at 9 o'clock in the morning, generally speaking, again, the people that we are worried about that we need to even have an attendant for have not driven up here yet. Cause again, it's not townsfolk that we're worried about.
yeah.
We're just worried about potential out-of-staters, potential out-of-towners, I guess we'll call them too, that have come and get turned away at the state park and then they're like, beach near me.
Yeah, the time they get turned away is probably 10 or 11 o'clock when they'd be coming over to ours. Not at
Right,
night.
but that's when our person would be there, that's what I'm saying, so,
That's why I
again,
think changing the hours would be a difference. I mean, that's my opinion on that, but
but there are people that mention, I mean, having the asset
we're not gonna please
available-
everybody.
I
They're
thought
not.
we're
There's
more
nobody there
gonna
to-
have her do to the best of her ability and not worry too much about hours for now, until we get the electric gate. I thought that's what we discussed, was making sure, cause she was afraid of finding people to work those specific hours. And then the question was, if she cannot find people for these specific hours, are we keeping the beach closed? And we said no. That's what I thought we were at.
Is that gonna?
So I thought she was gonna do to the best of her ability, the beach gets open by volunteers if need be. If the beach is open, we're gonna work on a gate, so that this isn't so sporadic in the future. That's where I thought we left off.
And I mean, I don't know if it's something that's within the, not even the police department, even the highway department, they're here pretty early on during the week of the Monday through Thursday time. And then they're not Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we would have a potential attendant that would deal with.
But they also start their day at 6 AM, so they could be in the middle of a road project at 9 o'clock.
About to say, if the highway could open it, maybe volunteers
I
just to
think
close
9
it.
o'clock's break time.
It's not, I'm not saying it can't be. I'm just thinking like
Seems-
we're trying to create consistency, not
Right.
Correct.
room for error.
I just wanna make sure that we're giving rec the direction that they want and need, rather than just solely depending on who shows up.
I agree.
Supplies.
Well, sounds like we're kicking back towards the town beach. Do you guys wanna step up and quickly discuss any of your thoughts besides of biting your hand off back there?
Since
or-
you're Do you have any nails left?
A long day.
I know,
No,
I know.
Bridget looked like she was, It's like a
And
knuckle
tell us
bite
for
on
the
that
100th
one.
time what you need.
Didn't need a back shift on this one.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Deja vu.
Tell me about it.
Where
So,
you at?
My question is, I guess I'm still unclear if do we need someone there at all times?
No.
no. No.
Is that gonna be okay with the contract? Contract's kaput as of May 1st. And then we'll be,
The contract I saw didn't have,
Something to
it
get-
didn't call for an attendant at all times anyways.
that's true.
It's never been that way.
It's
Yeah.
never been that way. The
We-
management of the town beach property is what we're tasked with.
Correct. So we took that as, well,
How do you manage
these
it?
are complaints. How can we manage these complaints? We'll have an employee there who will try to the best to deal with the complaints. While she was there, she collected data and found these complaints don't really seem to be while I'm here.
Right.
They're either after hours or, and she turned away a few cars that didn't
Yeah.
belong.
Yeah.
It was a handful. I think, and that, even that dwindled down once we put up our sign that said you're gonna
Yeah.
find $100 or whatever it was for parking here. Which that was just a scare tactic, which has seemed to work. I'm not gonna park my car. Cause we figured if you were gonna come up and spend 25 or 30 bucks, enter the state park, and then, I mean, what's a $50 fine at that point? Like, you don't even care. Cause you've already spent an hour and a half driving here.
Yep.
But $100 is harder to pill to swallow, so people seem to have moved on. But it does also seem like a lot of the issues that we've been consistently enforcing have lessened. And so now we're just trying to make sure that, right, you have the issues, you enforce them, we've beaten them down, and hopefully now we're in like the maintaining phase. You know, you might have a few outliers, something like that, but it seems like we should be. I think just having the asset available and open and to people is a priority, and then taking care of the troublemakers is the next part.
Of course.
Because most people that go there are not troublemakers, so it's like limiting the access or enjoyment of it to only meet certain things, whatever, then that I have problems with that. It's kind of like, you know, you're mandated.
So what's the question mark?
I don't know if there is
Well, I
one.
think the contract calls for, no foot traffic, no e-bikes.
I didn't see anything about foot traffic either.
Access agreement, sorry.
The contract didn't say anything about walking down there either.
It does.
Walking?
It says no foot traffic.
No foot traffic on the
That part,
access
I saw
trail.
it said bikes or e-bikes. I didn't see the foot part.
No walk-in
Maybe it's
vehicular
all
access.
So I think one of my big questions is, so we have one attendant coming back. I don't know her hours as of right now. We're gonna meet when she's back from school and back in this area. So my big question is, where is she going to stand? Are we gonna have her stand at the gate? Are we having her stand at the beach? I know we talked in that last meeting with getting a shelter in place. I know we talked also about having her it's
At the beach.
unclear. She'll be at the beach.
She'll be at the beach enjoying herself.
Okay.
Random patrols of the cars.
Okay.
With a beach attendant's hut
Right.
down there, so she can get out of the weather if she needs to, more than her little temporary shelter
How
or whatever it
packed,
is.
how packed
Okay.
is that shed down there? Is it packed full or is that empty?
No, there's nothing in
Can we
there.
use that as a,
We have to do, we gotta look at it. It had a lot of bees in it last year and the attendant's allergic to bees, so I need to figure out how to limit that.
Yeah.
But
Owen Friend
We do
Gray
it,
is
we have to do it
building
with
a-
volunteers that are
I'll
building.
say I can go down there and take a look and clean it out and
okay,
I think we're gonna build her something human.
eventually, I'm just saying, just to
human
get her
design.
started.
yeah.
Get her started and then the restrooms are down there too, so she's not walking
Yeah,
a mile.
So we cleared that up the last meeting, so that's fine. And I will work with her to see if she can take on a shift where she can open or close the gate, depending on what she can work. Hopefully somebody else steps forward to also take on that responsibility, but we can do Monday through Friday and opening the gate. I can't do weekends and I can't do at night. So there needs to be some sort of backup plan if we don't have that gatekeeper. And
Which we
and
want,
as
which
of
is
last
great,
couple years, I know that the property owners and the town, nobody wants to, a bunch of people to have a bunch of keys out either. So we need to try to find the best solution that keeps.
And we need a backup plan because we have 150 kids that we're caring for during that time. So
Yeah.
if there's an emergency or we're gonna open up the beach gate, we're gonna, deal with the kids before that.
It's not as simple, we're running down there, it's, yeah.
Again, that, we are hoping that we get an option and the gate becomes not the issue.
Yeah, it'd
Which
be
would
nice
be
to solve this, but
fantastic.
It
because we're
opens,
starting
it
so late on
closes.
this, we're,
Right,
we know the gate
Yeah.
is not gonna,
It will have some sort of means so that, police or fire can get down there on the off hours, if need be. There's gonna be some sort of additional access. It shuts down in the wintertime. Like,
if it had a code or something you could change or whatever.
I mean,
I don't know.
that'll be
We'll have to
all,
present
like,
us,
whatever
yeah.
it comes up,
So we're
it
going
comes a
with
little
beach
clicker,
attendants.
it's like a garage door, they hit a button, the gate goes up, I
Okay.
don't know.
So we're going with beach attendants. We're hopefully getting the gate. If the gate is not installed by opening, are we having the people start at the beginning of the road? Or are we still having them stand at the beach? I'm just trying to
Still having
plan.
them stand at the beach.
Okay.
Again, we're coming down to, cause when she was at the gate, she can't deal with people are behaving themselves all the way to
No,
the beach.
correct.
And at the beach area is where a lot of, they could potentially go over to the dam, they could go
Okay.
whatever. So
Sounds good.
her
Then we just
being
need the one
down
porta
there
potty.
in a non-emergency manner, meaning like non-lifeguard, she's not responsible for anything, she can make a phone call.
Yep.
Um,
We went over all that last year. That'll be the same.
Yeah, and then there's no difference there, right? She still can't help who comes, and if somebody shows up and be like, hey, you're not supposed to be here, town residents only,
Yeah.
there's the fine. I can give you the police phone number if you would like, and then they'll be like, heck with this, and they're gonna boogie out, and then her day is gonna go back to wandering around. Making sure that the no pets, no yada 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 is being maintained. They shouldn't be going over to the dam. Hey, you're not supposed to be on the dam. Come back across or whatever.
Yeah.
And then most of the time, people are not gonna be like, F off, I'm staying on this dam, like.
No, I get that. I
And it
just,
should
I
be
just
like-
want it to be black and white because I don't want it to change and I also don't wanna do the wrong thing. So I just wanna
I
make
don't
sure that
think-
we're doing what we
And
can.
if anything happens, I'm not gonna be like, Courtney, you did the wrong thing.
I
This is
know,
obviously,
I know that.
this falls still back on us. We can't be out there all the time. I think we have a pretty good plan, and I think that we have done a lot of hard work to get to this point,
So
pretty consistently.
if we don't get the beach gate in time that it opens and we can't hire as many people as we need, the backup for people opening the gate is
Us?
Volunteers.
it doesn't always work out very
But
well.
the thing is, and then the town has the other option, then it's just gonna be closed. We're gonna do our best to keep it open until we get a gate.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our best. You guys are, we are.
Okay.
Volunteers are, we're gonna do our best until the gate is.
I was
Yeah,
looking at Deerfield, is it VZ Park? In Deerfield, or VZ Pond, whatever it is, and boy, they're strict, I mean, they've got a big old gate on and
Yeah.
they're only, they apparently have lifeguards, I don't know where they're finding them from, but they have lifeguards there and they're only open during that time, it's interesting. Look at some
Who's
other-
that?
And Deerfield, VZ Park, VEASEY, yeah. Yeah, and they're locked up tight when there isn't somebody there. Interesting. That's the only one I had a chance to really look at.
Other volunteers that are opening and closing it, possibly just you guys. Is that what you're volunteering for?
I'm volunteering for it. I guess they've done it in the past. I mean, it's.
We'll try. It always comes down to I work on crazy schedules and
Down
We
the
need to sign up
street.
Genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that.
As long as I come in for candy whenever I need it, I'll do it.
And I mean, it's one of the tough, like right now, we have a meeting at 7 o'clock tonight, obviously. I think last time, Steve was like, I'm supposed to be closing the gate right now. And he was like here at the meeting, so it was like, okay, thanks, Steve.
Which kind of stinks, cause then we get the,
You get the slack.
beach, yeah, like, we get the
Correct.
info
I
and-
believe any of those need to not be going to you, but if there's complaints for me, the landowner's like, why is the gate open? That needs to go to the appropriate person, and then we can figure out what happened from there. Like, I mean, we gotta enforce both sides of this. Be like, hey, we understand why you're calling to complain that the gate wasn't closed, and we said it would be. We're gonna follow up with that.
Mhm.
And then it's gonna go through, I mean, we have the town administrator, she can get the message and be like, "Oh, Steve, but,
You have to call me.
right. So I think we gotta, we have until the end of May. It is the middle of April. Hopefully the gate people can come up and provide something to us, and
Yeah.
and then this will hopefully be a limited conversation after that point,
Sounds good.
so.
It'll be wonderful.
In the big picture,
Yeah.
not that anybody wants to talk about that now, but again, the dam is gonna come into play in this too. The dam is
Yeah.
gonna be different than it is now, and I don't know if it's gonna impact the beach or not, but it's gonna be bigger.
Yeah.
Anything to keep in mind for the future. Thank you.
Yes.
The only thing that might happen is you end up with a bigger parking area. Saw the work they were doing over at Mendham's.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess they're out
Well-
surveying now. Thank you.
Alright, so action items for next meeting, election recap / fall prep. We have the special event license application for the Liars Paradise Cruise Night should be coming in. We've already done those, we've done that. Relatively productive night. Anything else?
We'll continue working on the personnel policy updates.
Yep. Great. We will open it up for public comment. Mr. Soroff, I believe you wanted to make a announcement?
When I get up without falling.
You're all right.
Uh,
You're on camera at that point, so you can stand there and just tell us your name.
Okay. I just want to remind folks some really neat events are coming up this week in Nottingham. The first is the alarm march on Saturday, April 25th. And folks will gather around 8:45 at Nottingham Square. The militias, 4 different militias are going to be there drilling. At a certain point, an actual horseback rider will come up and say that the battles of Lexington and Concord are happening. Upon which the militia there will then march towards Medford, historically they ended up in Medford in 24 hours, which is an incredible feat. This time we'll probably march to the Epping line and be bused back. But this is a great community event. It's a part of the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So I just want to let people know, and you're all invited. And if you would like to come, we'll get you to speak. Your campaign chest, your campaign manager said that. So that's door number 1. That's Saturday, April 25th. On Sunday, April 26th, at 1 o'clock is our annual pie social from 1 to 3 in the Old Town Hall. This is a great event to meet with your neighbors, have sample some phenomenal pies, and we're going to have some great maps of Nottingham available for people to look at. So those are the 2 things I wanted to publicize. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
The Pie Social, I don't know if you said that, but it's sponsored by the Nottingham Historical Society.
Right.
What time do these 2 events start? You know the time?
This Pie Social starts at 1 o'clock and goes to 1 to 3.
Pie socials from 1 to 3. The people are gathering around towards 9 o'clock, and it's all morning. And then with the watching the drills, and then we all got to march to Medford, almost.
Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Been a very good meeting, thank you. Tonight, I'm just going to be giving Ryan, Selectman Ryan.
Adam? Adam Ryan.
Everybody does that.
Close.
Mr. Ryan.
Ryan, Adam.
With some contacts that you might want to talk to. We'll be meeting at the next session, all new stuff, so we'll get together and have a discussion. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any additional public comment? All right, with that, we do have to move into non-public. We'll have the motion to move into non-public. We will carry out the non-public business, and at which time we will conclude, come back into our public meeting, and we will end the meeting for the evening with no business taking place.
I'll make a motion to move into non-public per RSA 91-A:3. Roman numeral 2, parts A, B, C, D, E, and L.
Oh, you don't say all of this.
No.
No, the ones that Ellen highlighted on A, B, and L.
I'm covering all the bases.
All right, thank you, Nottingham. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you guys for the.
All right, we have a motion to move into non-public. I need a second.
Second.
Second, and with that, we're gonna go, we have a motion and a second. We're gonna do a roll call vote.
Aye, Adam Ryan.
Hi, John Moran.
Aye, Matt Sherlin.
I, Charlotte Fife.
Thank you, Nottingham, and have a great week.